epic in the world history has as many characters as that of Mahabharata. Shakuni is famed for being one of the pivotal negative characters of the Hindu epic, the Mahabharata. A villain who is believed to have veritably changed the landscape of the epic. There are various stories about Shakuni. In mythological films, many stories were weaved around his character. But are they all true? Who was Shakuni in reality? Was he the villain or just a vastly misunderstood entity, a victim or a circumstance? Did he have a better side of him? Was it merely his karma and that of the Kuru dynasty that scripted his role to spearhead the Kaura clan to their steep decline and ultimate decay? Shakuni was extremely intelligent and equally devious as well. A great gambler and master of Akshahridai, the art of playing dice, which is a great work of mathematics. Oftentimes he said that he was the mastermind behind the great war of Kurukshetra. This character of Shakuni, however, is mired in controversy, with many experts choosing to believe that he was not quite as insidious as he is considered to be. Legend has it that Gandhari was first married off to a yak by Kumbh Vivah before being married to Dhritarashtra, the blind prince of Hastinapur, and the yak was sacrificed after getting them married. Once in a verbal fight between Kauravas and Pandavas, Duryodhan calls them Kshetrajas, which means born to someone other than mother's husband. In response to this, Pandavas called them Golakas, which means born to a widow, because Gandhari was technically a widow from her first marriage. Duryodhan boils with rage learning the truth. As punishment, he decides to put Gandhari's family in prison, including the king Subala. He decided to gradually starve them to death, and so each of them was given only one fistful of rice to eat every day. Knowing that they would not live long on this diet, Gandhari's father asked his youngest son, Shakuni, to consume all the food given to them, so that at least he would survive to avenge their death. Shakuni was left to survive at Duryodhan's pity. Sure enough, Shakuni survived and swore to wreak vengeance on the Kuru dynasty as a whole. It is believed that he used the thigh bones and backbone of his father's body to create the dice, using which he was able to defeat the Pandavas in the elaborate game of dice that followed in the years ahead. This set of dice, it is said, had magical abilities, as his father's soul resided within them. They would help him win all games of dice he ever played during his lifetime. This is the most popular story about Shakuni. But if we read the Vyas Mahabharata carefully, we come to know that all these tales are not true. It's written in Vyas Bharat that Shakuni's father Subal attends the Rajasuya Yajna performed by Yudhishthir. This disproves the story that the Shakuni's dice have been made from Subal's bones. Not only that, it's also written that Shakuni has attended the Swayamvar of Draupadi along with his brothers Vrishak and Vruhadbal. This rules out the aforesaid stories as fake. Let's now have a look at the real story of Shakuni. Shakuni, also lesser known as Saubala, was the prince of Gandhara kingdom, which is the present-day Kandahar in Afghanistan. He is the eldest son of King Subala and brother of Gandhari, and also the central negative character in the Mahabharata. Shakuni was angry with Bhishma for having requested Gandhari's hand in marriage to the blind prince Dhritarashtra. He found it most insulting and humiliating that his sister had to face such misfortune. Shakuni is usually perceived as being wicked, cunning, and extremely scheming. Shakuni worked tirelessly to inject poison in the minds of the Kauravas against their cousins, the Pandavas. He planned and plotted several crimes against them. Most of his plans failed as Lord Krishna's presence in the Pandavas' lives invariably saved them time and again. Yet Shakuni kept up with his endeavors to destroy the Pandavas. In fact, he practically masterminded the great war of Kurukshetra. His entire mission was to see the Kauravas reigning over the Pandavas and completely defeating them. As depicted in most of the movies, he was not limp-legged. In fact, he is well versed with all warrior skills. They used to be categories as Radhi, Maharadhi, Archaradhi, etc. He belonged to the Radhi category in warriors. He survived till the last day of the battle. The Rajasuya Yajna performed by Yudhishthir results in tremendous jealousy in Duryodhan. He gets insulted at the Maisabha as well when he visits it along with Shakuni. All the Pandavas except Yudhishthir laugh at him teasingly. But it was not Draupadi who laughed at him, as depicted in the movies. This fans his rage further and he decides to fight battle with them. Shakuni advises Duryodhan that it's not clever to think of fighting battle with Pandavas and suggests an alternative where he can win the empire without bloodshed using his knowledge in Akshahridayam, which made him an expert in the dice game. Yudhishthir is very fond of dice game but doesn't have much mastery over it. Shakuni tells Duryodhan to invite Yudhishthir for the dice game and promises that he will take care of the rest. When Dhritarashtra doesn't agree to this, they provoke him by exaggerating the events and insult he went through at Indraprastha. Believing their words, Dhritarashtra sends invitation to Yudhishthir. A mansion was built for this purpose. Pandavas were invited for opening it, and after their arrival, Yudhishthir was sent a request by the minister Vidur to play a game. Though Vidur wants Yudhishthir not to participate in this play, Yudhishthir didn't stop, saying that it's not right to refuse an invitation and as a result face grave consequences. That gambling game has paved the way for the great Mahabharata battle. Yudhishthir stood as an example of how gambling can destroy even the most righteous person. The game didn't end up so quickly. It lasted for a quite long time. Yudhishthir had ample time to rethink his decision. Shakuni kept poking and provoking Yudhishthir throughout the game. It was like sledging in today's cricket. He couldn't match with the brilliance of Shakuni, who mastered Aksharhridayam. Even after losing repeatedly, he couldn't understand this fact. Yudhishthir lost everything, including Draupadi, in this game. Everyone was well aware that Shakuni played this game with deception. Vidur asked Dhritarashtra to send him back to Gandhar kingdom, but Dhritarashtra didn't agree to it due to his blind love towards his son. Duryodhan did not agree to return Pandavas their kingdom as per the agreement, even after finishing their exile. Shakuni was the reason behind that. He plotted many evil plans like troubling Pandavas during their exile, setting fire to the Rakshagruha, and had spoiled all the peace treaties between the cousins. Even his own sister Gandhari never had a good opinion on him and regretted for leaving Duryodhan under his guidance. There are instances when Dhritarashtra also repented for the bad company of his son like Karna and Shakuni. Shakuni is not only good at treachery and gambling, but also good at warrior skills. He displayed his valor from day one. He saved Drona and Krupacharya and applied many strategies to avoid Shikhandi from facing Bhishma, but there were no great warriors who were slain by him. So his valor went unaccounted. His son Uluk was also slain by Sahadev in front of his eyes. At last, Shakuni was killed before his maverick niece Duryodhan brutally by cutting his shoulders and head. That's how his story ended. To conclude, he was never in favor of Pandavas. He was always on Duryodhan's side and always wished to gain control over the Kuru dynasty. He was never fond of battles. He just wanted to manipulate others' weaknesses and use it in his favor. Because of Shakuni, though being a great warrior, Duryodhan also remained a treacher. Needless to say, it remains a mystery as to how and why Shakuni was allowed to live in Hastinapur years after his father's death. The elders of the dynasty had also known of his cunning and conniving ways. They all knew exactly how cruel he was, capable of being, and yet they permitted him to reside in the palace. This point is slightly illogical, and especially as it was considered below one's dignity to stay on in a sister's marital home. He being the king of Gandhar, it was only right that he was sent back to his own kingdom. Though this raises more questions, it does create a rather mysterious and eerie air about Shakuni, which further adds to his malicious image.